Da 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 da. Oh, biking the hills of Salt Spring with my backpack, and who put this hill here? Hey everybody, Keats94 here with another geocaching adventure. I am here on Saltspring Island, just underneath the 49th parallel. We're out doing some geocaching out here. Saltspring Island is part of the Gulf Island chain that stretches in and around the Salish Sea. So anyway, we're gonna be looking for some geocaches today, of course, and we're also going to be taking in some amazing views. This is an absolutely gorgeous island. I've been here a few times and totally recommend checking it out. So let's take a look and see what we can find. So I'm doing a solo camping trip here for 3 nights on the Labor Day long weekend, and just hiking this rugged section of trail to the next geocache. Sorry about the bumpy camera movement. I'm trying to keep it as stable as I can. I need to get one of those gimbals one of these days. Gonna take part in some of the local geocaching culture here. And since I was last here, which was a very long time ago, there weren't nearly as many geocaches here as there are now. So I'm really happy to come back and find some of these caches and check up on a couple of mine that I have in the park as well that I hid way back when. So it's gonna be fun. Okay, so just want to point out one of the reasons why I like geocaching so much is that it takes you to some really beautiful spots, and this is no exception. Like, look at this, look at this, and there's a seagull. Like, can't go wrong with that. Anyway, let's find the geocache. Oh, look at that, it's gonna be under the rock, and it's a little tube. Photo win. Here we go. We're going to sign this thing, and then we're going to continue on to a place called Yeo Point. Yeo Point. Sounds like Ye Old Point, but it's Y-E-O Point. Holy Salalio. Look at all this leafy goodness. No salal berries, but you know, we got our fair share of forced salad. Would not recommend eating salal leaves, kind of gross and chewy. Hey folks, welcome to King's Cove. I have a geocache here that you're just gonna have to find yourself. But just like, look at this amazing, this amazing cove, just chilling, you know, just right here. Inviting water, green at the moment, emerald, I guess is the more romantic term to use. And boats galore. So I found a cache, and it's funny. It's not so much the container itself I want to show you, but I just want to show you the logbook. See that mountain? I think I know exactly where this came from. You know those big boxes of mandarin oranges, and it has a photo of Mount Fuji on it. Well, I'm pretty sure this is Mount Fuji. So this is a cache by Zeppelin94. He wrote official logbook. And then, of course, for the record, this is the container. Pretty good shape, I'd say, for a container that's been here since 2013. Here's the lid. All right, folks, day 2 here on Saltspring Island, and I'm at a geocache site right now. Just thought I would find it. So here it is. Just a basic hide at the base of a rock here. So you'll see a lot of containers like this wrapped in a type of camo hockey tape. You know, pretty reliable hide that keeps the logbooks nice and dry. So I'm just gonna stick it down in underneath the rock here. Right now, I am just above a place called Burgoyne Bay on the, I guess it's the west side of Saltspring Island. Biked from Fulford Harbor through a valley under the shadow of Mount Maxwell, which is actually up there somewhere, up in the woods. And so right now we're gonna be finding some caches over here at Burgoyne Bay, and then gonna do Saltspring Island's first and only adventure lab. So I'm looking forward to that. And then after we do all that, we're gonna go to Ganges. So you bike from one side of the island to the other, and then you go straight uphill, up the side of Mount Maxwell, and look above me. It's like, here's a rock that is so massive, and it's perched up there. I really hope it's not going to be an earthquake. There's an absolute field of boulders here. This is nuts, and I'm going straight uphill. I want to find this one geocache, at least this one, so that I can like just say that I've been up here, and I'm going to head right back down the hill back to the water. Looks like I'm going in there. Okay, apparently the cache is in here, and as you can tell, it's a little bit dark. So I'm just gonna, there's a big rock above my head, enough to easily crush me. I'm going to look at the hint, why I'm speaking in a very quiet voice, I don't know. But I'm a little bit creeped out. I think many of you know by now that a lot of my videos are very spur of the moment, very present time. Like, I don't have any voiceover, storytelling, anything like that. This is a in the moment story. So I crawled into this cave down below, and I'm just regrouping. I'm trying to think, is this actually where the cache is? Because these, as you can see, look at the size of this boulder. It is the size of a house. The size of this would be like a $1 million house in Shaughnessy in Vancouver. Anyway, needless to say, this thing weighs a few tons. So I'm a little bit nervous, but it's been here for a while, and I can't imagine it moving at the moment. But we're gonna find out if we can find this geocache. Okay, so in the hint, it describes a very faint beam of light at the very back of the cave. I just stumbled across some bones, and there's the outside of the cave. I happen to have my headlamp. I'm going very slowly, and I'm gonna see if I can find this geocache. I really hope that it is where I think it is. Otherwise, I don't want to be back here. Oh, where are you at? I think I might see something in there. Oh my God. Oh, this is very, very creepy. There's something way up there, but I don't know what it is. That is not a geocache. Oh, man. Oh. There is a very faint beam of light here, but I don't see the geocache. And there's a ledge up here, but I don't want to move anything too much because I'm underneath a very heavy rock. I don't know if I'd call this a cave, but it certainly is a shelter. And well, I'm going to review the hint. Okay, so it's not looking good. I went as far as I could, but as Lime Monkey says, cache safely and cache often. Well, I have to cache safely because if I don't, then it's likely I won't cache often. So I have to play my cards safely here. I don't want to get hurt because I am by myself. And that is my own fault, but that's what happens when you go on a solo biking trip to Saltspring Island. Anyway, I'm going to move on. I don't know. It said it was on a ledge near a beam of light, and I went towards the light, and no luck. So I'm just going to have to, I guess I'm going to have to bail on this one, even though I hiked up this mountain and I really want to find it. But I have to think safety, and I just have to be mindful of where I'm at right now. Okay, so I'm right now walking back down to Burgoyne Bay, and this behind me has got this massive boulder. Look at that. Look at the size of that boulder. Really bit off more than I could chew. I went down a trail that kind of petered out, and then after that I saw a piece of flagging tape. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll go to the flagging tape. And anyway, needless to say, that trail petered out. And so I found myself in trailless territory. Thank goodness for geocaching, because guess what? I was able to navigate to the closest geocache, and that took me to this lovely trail. So right now I'm gonna get down to Burgoyne Bay. I'm gonna find a few more caches over here, and then I'm gonna boot it on over to Ganges, which is one of the small towns on Saltspring Island. And it's wet. It started raining today. Everything is just covered in rainwater. It's really slippery too, because these arbutus. By the way, this is a massive arbutus tree. They are very common in the Pacific Northwest, from Washington State. I don't know, there might even be some in Oregon and California too. I'm not quite sure, but their leaves are waxy as heck. Like, they're so slippery. So I'm out doing Saltspring Island's first and currently only adventure lab. It talks a lot about First Nations history of the area, and kind of shows you a bit of the artwork that was created here. Very neat being able to learn about First Nations history in this very nice, peaceful area. I'm gonna do some more stages. This is the first of the stages. This is a sequential adventure lab, but it should take you along a nice little trail, and we'll see what we can find. So the last stage of this adventure lab is by beach. And the things you come across on Saltspring Island. I'm at this parking lot here, and what do I see grace the top of the parking lot? But this thing. Yes, it is what you think it is. Just sitting here, minding its own business, and yep, that's definitely what you think it is. Marijuana, folks. And of course, with that Adventure Lab, there was actually a final with that, and we have ourselves the final container. Awesome. It's an ice cream container. I'm right near some houses, so I'm keeping it down. But bingo. Hey folks, day 3 of my adventures to Saltspring Island. My last day here. I'm caching the ferry later today. 2 ferries actually, to be exact. One to Swartz Bay and then back to Tsawwassen. I'm very happy to say that I'm out on the trails again, looking for more geocaches before I head back to reality and back to the mainland. So, without further ado, let's go find some. I see a rock placed oh so suspiciously at the base of this tree. Doesn't that list look so suspicious to you? Don't you think that maybe there's a geocache behind it? Aw, yeah. So, I don't know if you've been noticing a theme with some of the geocache containers that I found. A lot of them are preforms. And it's true, in this part of British Columbia, there are so many preformed caches, and I'm kind of curious about that. If anybody knows why, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm very curious. It's like when I was geocaching in Victoria, that is a common theme. You see a lot of preformed containers. I don't know if there's like some kind of bulk preform store that you can buy a whole bunch of those little containers. But here on Salt Spring, I'm seeing a lot of those preformed containers as well. So yeah, let me know if you know anything about why that's the case over here. I'm curious. All right, pretty sure I'm at a geocache site right now, and I'm gonna prove to you that it's gonna be a preform under this rock. I guarantee there's gonna be a preform, and it's gonna be with a brown duct tape, and it's going to be, I'm gonna guess, the little one about this size. All right, here we go. There's the rock. And see if I'm right. Oh, it's a long one. Still has that brown duct tape on it. Okay, let's do this again. So I'm at another cache site, super easy find. There's a rock here. Okay, so this cache, I haven't actually seen it yet. This cache is gonna be a long one, and it's still gonna have that brown duct tape. And to be more specific, I'm gonna say it has a white lid. Okay, let's see if I'm right. Oh no! It's got camo tape, it's a little guy, and it's got a black lid. Couldn't be any more wrong. Still a geocache though, still a find. Glad I found it. All right, folks, this is my last geocache find here in Ruckle Provincial Park. I have found every geocache in this park now. It took basically 2 days to do. The second day I biked off to Ganges, so this is being my last day. I thought I would finalize and get those caches done. But I see another suspicious rock. And okay, let's play this game one more time. It's going to be a short container. It's going to have a black lid, and it's going to have that brown camo tape. Let's see. Oh, bingo. Was his name O? Yes, thank you. I don't know. This is little joys in life, finding a plastic piece of something in the woods with what you've guessed as correct. Anyway. All right, after this, I have to hike all the way back to my bike and my backpack and everything, and then I gotta take a ferry to Vancouver Island, and then I have to take a ferry back to the mainland. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Oh, bike in the hills of Salt Spring with my backpack, and who put this hill here? And folks, thank you so much for watching another episode of Keats94’s Geocaching Adventures here on the islands of the Salish Sea. I'm right now on Vancouver Island. I got off the ferry from Salt Spring, and now I'm going to be heading back to the big hunk of land, the mainland of British Columbia. Really great adventure, multi-day adventure. I was on Salt Spring Island for 3 nights and was able to explore so many different areas. And thank you very much for coming along on this adventure. More episodes to come. I hope to upload as frequently as I can every Fridays. I'm hoping to go to other parts of the country, and maybe you'll be able to see not just British Columbia, but at the moment, of course, you can't go wrong with a view like this. This is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm grateful for you to come along, for me to be able to share this with you. If you like what you saw, feel free to hit that subscribe box if you have not already, because more adventures to come, and I don't know where I'm going to be, but it's going to be a heck of an adventure. Well, I guess I should find out the Fulford-Harby ferry schedule. Wait, no, sorry. The Fulford Harbor ferry schedule. It's been an interesting morning. So, bike is ready to go. I don't think I've really showed you my bike, but this is my Rocky Mountain Trailhead 29 bike. I have to get a new bike seat. It's pretty ratty. I'd say it's a pretty ratty old bike seat. I got these panniers from Mountain Equipment Company not that long ago, just before my trip. And this is what I wear on my back. My 80 liter Mountain Equipment Co-op backpack, light pack. So I'm going to be biking all the way to Fulford Harbor now. It's going to be a bit of a trip with this weight, but got to get over there.